Welcome to MS Word practical tutorial. Today we are going to complete a full word processing exercise step by step. First of all, let us go to our start button, type word into the search bar, and then we open a word processing application of our choice. Here I have Microsoft Word, and when it opens, we need to type the text that we need to use in our example. We are selecting a blank document, and from the blank document we are going to type our passage exactly as it appears like we're given. Let's assume we've now typed our passage the way it should be typed. We're going to select all the text and change the font style to Arial Narrow. So after selecting, tap onto the home page, the home tab under the fonts group, and you get Arial Narrow. You start by typing in those words, and you definitely get the font style. After, tap enter and it will apply to your text. But if at all you find problems in moving the cursor like this, you can use a shortcut. Put the cursor anywhere in a document and press Ctrl A. It will select the entire text. First of all, I'm going to copy this text and paste it on the second page to create a copy of this same document. I told you you can select like this from where the document begins from or where it ends from, but if at all you find challenges in moving the cursor, it is okay. Put the pointer or the cursor anywhere in a document and press Ctrl A. After pressing Ctrl A, you can press Ctrl C to copy, or go to the home tab under clipboards group and tap on copy, or right click in the selected text and choose copy from the menu that is displayed. After, put the cursor at the end of the document, create a page break, press Ctrl and enter to create a page break. New page appears. Then on the new page, you can either tap on the paste button here, or you press Ctrl V to paste your text like that. Right, now we have a copy of our passage on page 1 and another copy on page 2. We're going to insert our heading, but the heading was not given. So from the document itself, you need to read through and figure out the right heading to use. And from what I see in this passage, I'm going to call it the internet age. But what do? Our passage begins from the very first line of the page. You can see there is space up here and space to the sides. But the space up here is space for the header, and the header is different from the heading. We want the heading not to be in the header section, but to be on the page. So what do? Put the cursor at the beginning of the passage and tap on the enter key. When you tap on the enter key, it pushes the whole passage downwards. And when it is pushed downwards, use the arrow keys to move the cursor back to the first line. You are now creating space for your heading. Now type the word or type your title into that space that has been created. I'm calling it the internet edge. Yes, That is my title. Now I have to format my title in the best way possible. You of course know very well that a suitable title should be bold, should be center aligned, and should at least be underlined or highlighted or anything. But first of all, let us select our title on the Home tab under Paragraphs group. Go to Alignment and choose Center Alignment. After choosing Center Alignment, without even releasing our selection, you're going to make it bold. We've put it in the center, we've made it bold, and it is actually now looking as the title. But before leaving it, I'm going to increase its font size from 12 to 14. I'm going to make it font size 14. Yes, now that is better. From there, I want to have to apply highlight color. What is highlight? This is a background color to the text. Like for example, when I select text like that, you see a gray highlight behind the text that I've selected. But that one is because I've selected text, but I want to apply a permanent highlight. For example, you've seen people reading books, but when he finds or she finds something important that he or she needs to remember, he gets an highlighter. Most of them are pens, and he rubs or he writes through the words that he needs to remember very well. So that is what we call highlighting. I will select my text that I want to highlight, and then I go to the Home tab under Fonts group. I'll go to the icon, this icon that has a pen like icon and a colored dash downwards. If you need yellow, just tap on it. If you need another color, tap on the drop down arrow. It displays a lot of other colors and you choose the color of your choice. When you move the mouse around the colors, you see the colors being applied to your text. I'm going to choose gray 25%, and then I tap enter. Now, point to note, when you're choosing an highlight color or the highlight color, make sure it is lighter than the text. If the highlight is darker, make sure the text is lighter. So I've applied highlight color. Now I'm going to change the font size. Now after doing that, my work is now beginning to take shape or to take form. I'm going to apply so many features or formatting features in my work. So I'm going to look for a paragraph. Like for example, I can look at paragraph 3. This is actually the last paragraph. And I reduce the font size for this paragraph to 10 from 12. So I highlight it. I go to the Home tab under Fonts group. I will see where there is font size and I make it 10 like that. That is font size. Then after applying font size, I want to use line spacing. So I can choose a paragraph of my choice and I change the line spacing. For example, I can come to paragraph 2 of my document or paragraph 3. Actually, let me go to this paragraph 3. I'll select like this. And after selecting it, now make sure whatever kind of formatting that you want to apply to a particular text or a block of text, first of all, select it. So the very first step in applying any kind of formatting that you want, it is highlighting it or selecting it. So after like highlighting, go to the Home tab under Paragraphs group. Just immediately after the alignments icon, you'll see the line spacing option. Tap on the arrow and choose double. Double means two. Just put two, and there we have our line spaced in that mode. All right. We have what we call orientation. What is orientation? Orientation is the way how the page looks like. For example, we have two kinds of orientation of our pages. When the page is standing upright, in simple terms, when the width is smaller than the height, that one is portrait. And when the width is greater than the height, that one is landscape. So that feature is found under layout tab. So when you want to change the orientation of the document, just go to the layout tab and you see orientation. So when I tap on layout under page setup group, I'll definitely see orientation, and we have only two orientations like I've said, portrait and landscape. So I want to change it to landscape, so I tap on landscape and boom, everything turns to landscape. All right. There is what we call double strike through, or there is what we call strike through. I'm going to apply that formatting style to the last line of my document in the last paragraph. Where do we find it? When you go to the home tab under fonts group, you definitely have ever seen, or if you've not seen it before, you can see it now. There is a B, an icon that has a B and a line that is crossing through it. That is what we call strike through. And in most cases, it is a formatting feature used to emphasize text, because as humans, we have a behavior called curiosity. When they refuse you to do something, you try as much as you can to do it, to see what happens if you do it. So when someone says, don't look here, very many of us will struggle to look there to see what happens if we look there. So this feature helps to emphasize text. When probably you want people to look at that line, you can use this feature as, or you can use it in disguise or in pretense, showing as if you don't want people to read it, but you want people to concentrate at that line. So first of all, as usual, I told you first of all highlight the sentence that you want to strike through. But when you look here, there is only a single line that is crossing through. But when you need a double strike through, what do? Tap on more icon under the fonts group, and when you tap on the more icon under the fonts group, you definitely find this dialog box that will open. You will see strike through, double strike through, superscript and subscript. What we need is double strike through. Check this checkbox and then tap OK. When you tap OK, you definitely see that this sentence is double striked through. We have what we call a footnote. There are two kinds of referencing features in the same mode. There is footnote and endnote. What do they mean? A footnote is a formatting feature that appears just below the page, but it is used to give more information about a particular word or a sentence or a phrase in a passage. And a footnote appears on the same page where the phrase appears. But we have what we call endnote, which endnote will appear at the end of the document. However much the phrase that it is referencing is on the first page, the endnote will appear at the end of the document. But this time around, we want to apply the footnote of the author of the document. It is not on any of the words or phrases in the paragraph or in the passage, but in actually to the whole passage. So I will select the whole passage, and then I go to the references tab. EndNote is found on the references tab because I've told you it is a Microsoft Word referencing feature that is used to give more information about a particular phrase or a word. So I select the entire paragraph, the entire passage. I go to references tab, and then I choose insert footnote. When I choose insert footnote, it adds a 1 just there, and then it puts a line below here. Now I'm going to put the author of this passage. Then so far that is what we have. Our first page is not formatted. It actually looks like the original. Then page 2 has all our formatting features that we are applying onto this document. Actually, before we continue, we need to insert the header and the footer. How do we add headers and footers? When you look at the footnote, it can make you think that it is the footer, but it is not. So how do we apply the header and the footer? I'm going to apply the header as my phone number and the footer as my name. So what do? You go to the insert tab, and on the insert tab, you'll see the header and the footers group. You tap on it. When you tap on it, it will actually ask you, where do you want your header to be? I want to be actually, I can say to the side, or I can choose. Actually, I like choosing edit header. Choose edit header, and it gives me a blank header, free for me to add anything. I'm going to add my phone number. It will be +25675033536. So that is my phone number, and I can actually put it in the center like that, or actually let me leave it in the center. Then after that, I'll close the header section, and I go to the footer. I want to put the footer as my number, my name. Go to the insert tab again, under headers and footer, look for footer. Tap on the drop down arrow. It displays a number of footer styles. I will not choose any of them. I will again choose edit footer. When I choose edit footer, it puts my cursor to the footer, and I write whatever I want to put there. I want to put my name as the footer of the document, and definitely put it in the middle. So I go back to the home tab, under paragraphs group, I tap on center alignment, and my footer is centered in the document. Alright, so I close the headers and footer. There are a number of ways you can close the headers and footers, but one of them is going to the headers and footer tab, and then you tap on the close. Or when you want to go to the header section, double click in that section and it will open immediately. When you want to close it, double click on the main document and it will close. The header cannot be active at the same time as the document, and as well as the document, it can also not be active at the same time as the header or the footer section. So it is one way, one is open at a time and vice versa. After putting the header and the footer, I would like to save my document. But when you're saving a document, you need to bear in mind which style do you want to save it in, for what purpose. For example, when you want to save a document, secure it such that it is not edited or editable. you will definitely save it as a PDF and you share it. People will not be in position to change its style or anything, to add anything or remove anything easily. So for security reasons, in most of the cases, you need to save your documents as PDFs. But before I save it, I actually want to add one feature which is very important in daily document creation, that is columns. I can also turn this document of ours on page 2 into two equally spaced columns with a line between. So I'm going to select the entire document like this. And after selecting the document like that, where do I find the columns feature? It is found on the layouts tab. So I tap on the layouts tab under page setup group. So when I go to page setup group, you'll see columns. I tap on the drop down arrow. I'm not going to tap on 2 even when it works, but when you want more features of the columns that you want to create, for example, you want to specify the size of the columns that you create, you want to put a line between, just tap on more columns. When you tap on more columns, a dialog box for formatting all your columns the way you want them to appear, it will appear like this. So choose 2 columns, you can choose 3 and more if you want. Then I actually want a line in between, so I check this checkbox and after I click on OK. When I click on OK, my document is formatted into equally spaced columns with a line between. So I can save my document. These are not all the formatting features, but for today we can actually stop on this and then we save our document as a PDF. So I go to File, choose Save As. Always use Save As whenever you're saving a document for the first time. I'm going to save it on disk D and I'm going to call it the Internet Edge. Now when you're giving file names to your work, make sure the file name is indicative of what is in the file or in the document. So after putting the file name, go to Save As Type, tap there. When you tap there, it displays a list of all the types that you can choose, and from there tap on PDF and you click Save. When you click Save, your document is saved as a PDF. And always when a document is saved as a PDF, it creates a preview of the same, and this is the preview. That is our first page, not formatted, and this is our second page, formatted with all our formatting features that we've added to the document. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more Microsoft Word practice tutorial.